Welcome to Digital 100. I'm your host, Patrick Wagner, and welcome to episode number 5. The digital line in the sand is money. So today I'm going to be talking to you about why separating your devices, both personal and business and crypto, is so important to setting yourself up for being as secure as you possibly can. So I'm going to do a quick review of that today. So let's get started. So I never personally wanted to be that dude with multiple devices, walking around, having 2, 3, or 4 cell phones. I always thought that was the biggest D-bag around. But now I've realized with technology and the changes that you genuinely do need multiple devices, especially if you have security on your mind. So right now there's about 3 of your best options to separate. So I'm going to go over each one. And basically what I've found is that line in the sand, or the digital line in the sand, is basically about money. So your best bet is to use a personal device for all your family pics, personal emails, all that mundane local stuff, your Uber account, your social profiles, and personal surfing. So that way, if that phone is compromised, there's very little except for maybe your Google or Apple account accessing to some apps and possibly, getting some information that way, but it's limited. And then next would be your business device. On this business device, you'd only have business related emails, texts, surfing, or apps. No personal surfing, only business social media stuff, no additional personal stuff at all. And also limiting the funds on these devices as well. So personal and business, you'd never want to have more than $100 accessible in a digital wallet. Now, crypto device, this is where you have to do the ultimate in security. This phone needs to have also a separate email, a separate telephone number for texting, no additional apps, no social media. I limit Wi-Fi on this device as well. In general, never be using other people's Wi-Fi outside of your own home. It's not worth the security. On your crypto device, every account you log in must have 2FA. And this device is what kind of brought me into the world of making sure you have a complete device if it's holding any kind of crypto, or if you're transferring crypto assets. You want to have a backup of all of this information, because if your device fails for whatever reason and you need to log into an account to make a trade or to transfer some funds, and you don't have your 2FA information, or you don't have a device to load up your 2FA information backup, then you're out of luck, and you do not want to be in that situation at all. Next is the personal device. So we're going to go into a little bit more detail. So you want to build the understanding that this personal device is not safe. It is your most unsecure asset. So rather than fighting that and trying to make it safe, it's just better to keep a smartphone, a personal device, as your insecure device, and keep all your insecure information there, your social media, your photos, your backups, but don't link it into all of your banking information and all of that. Even if I use a credit card on my Apple or Google account, I'll use a prepaid credit card that has a limit of $50 or $100 max, so there's nothing that can happen to it. And again, on your personal device, I would keep no real value. Always set it up in a way that it can be backed up and rebooted on a new device easily, and that anything that's on the phone really doesn't matter, because there's little to no security available to have with everything that you're using on it. Next is your business device, and the business device is more secure because you're not doing any of the personal stuff, which is usually the easiest way for hackers to access your accounts. So this device, you're going to have only enhanced passwords and unique passwords for all of your accounts. No additional apps that you don't absolutely need. No testing or downloading of apps or games. 0 games. Your kids can never use this phone. You can't pass it to them to watch YouTube videos in the back of the car while you're driving. This is a device that you must keep safe. So the email and phone can't link to your financial assets. And again, don't keep more than $100 on this device. On this business device, in most cases, you can back up this device and be up and running again with a backup. I would advise that for anybody who has a serious business, that it makes sense to have at least a small $100 or $200 backup device for your business accounts. Now, when we go to crypto, you want to be the most secure. And again, that starts by having a device that's dedicated for crypto, enhanced passwords, only 2FA accounts, zero social media, no Gmail accounts, no Google and Apple accounts if possible. When I have these devices set up, we do have separate emails set up just for the Google Apple accounts, and we download next to nothing. This is not a device where you load multiple wallets and enjoy testing the latest flavor of crypto. Absolutely not. And you also never keep more than $100 in crypto on any given wallet. I'm a firm believer that you're always transferring your funds onto cold storage or onto paper wallets. So your crypto device becomes your transactional device. And yes, you can keep a little bit of money on a wallet, but literally I wouldn't keep more than $100 on a digital wallet, because there's still a high probability of either that digital wallet designer, their app being hacked, your phone being hacked, or someone gaining access to it in some way. So your funds aren't safe on whatever that exchange or wallet is anyways. This device, I do require a full backup of your device so that you have all your 2FA information running and you have zero downtime. I personally run into this scenario where I lost my phone. It had all my 2FA information, and it took me weeks and weeks to recover this 2FA access. So don't go through that nightmare scenario. Instead, you want to start thinking about ways to separating your life to limit the downside of the security. So secure each device. Each device needs its own separate email address. Each device will have its own telephone number. Do not crisscross and share numbers amongst people, or when you're signing up for accounts. Do not use, let's say, the telephone number for your business device, setting up a new personal Twitter account. Those are the things where the reason for separating your devices is creating these silos where whatever is in one silo will not touch one of the other ones. And that way you don't have to worry about a hacker being able to see some of your text messaging on your personal device, because you're never really texting your crypto device or forwarding yourself emails from one device to the other. Things like that can lead people down the route to finding more and more of your information. So new email, new telephone number for personal device and only personal communication. Business device, new email, new telephone number, only business accounts and contacts only. Your crypto device, again, the email that I'd use would be like a Proton mail. You'd limit the telephone number and where it's used. The crypto devices, I'd actually not share that number with anyone, because there's only a few locations and places where you'd use an SMS feature to kind of go back to a number to verify who you are. And also we use separate email address for different exchanges that you're being set up on to separate and not use one email address everywhere. So last point is making sure you have that backup device. And I know I kind of talked about this already quite a bit, but I'm adamant about a backup device. I think everyone should have it, especially when you enhance all your passwords, add 2FA security to all your devices. You absolutely need a backup device. I, again, thought it was silly to think about having a backup device, but once I turned on 2FA and realized I needed to have that 2FA access to access any of my accounts, a backup is well worth having. So you can pick something up from, let's say, a Costco or your local phone provider for anywhere from $100 to $200, and this should give you everything you need to be able to copy all your 2FA information and have everything you need ready to go, so that if a phone or a device does die, you're ready to go, and there is no downtime, and there's no panicking and having one of those moments where you don't know how to access your funds, or you're unable to access your funds for whatever reason. So go ahead, spend the money. You really want to do it. It's important. Get that digital backup. Go check out your Costco. You'll be happy that you did. Next episode, we're going to cover securing your digital devices from destruction. So how to get the right fireproof, waterproof safe so that your documents, your password logbook, your digital devices, your cold storage, your paper wallets, all of those things are actually safe. These are important factors moving into the digital and crypto space. And it's kind of weird that you need these things, but it's absolutely necessary to be safe. So we're going to go over those in the next video. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a great day.